We've just been watching some very interesting congressional testimony, and I'm going to talk about sort of two separate episodes of this testimony. The first involving FBI Director Christopher Wray, who is being examined, or maybe cross-examined is the right word, by Senator Mike Lee. And then a little later, I'm going to talk about the congressional testimony of the presidents of elite universities, places like Harvard and Penn and MIT, and their defense of the right of activists and students to call for, you would not believe this, genocide against Jews. So I'll be getting to that topic shortly. But let me start with Christopher Wray. I think what's interesting about Mike Lee's questioning is that you first of all, the tone. Mike Lee has had it. And I think he was reflecting the kind of irritability of many of us who have had it with the FBI. And so Christopher Wray, who's kind of this polished guy, always, got his hair combed right, flies in on a private jet, normally relies on a kind of smooth talking, tap dancing routine to deflect questions from senators. But that didn't happen here. And he was hammered time and time again. And he's coming before the Senate, by the way. He wants something. What does he want? He wants a reauthorization of FISA 702. And he does not want the FBI to have to get search warrants before conducting these so-called backdoor searches on American citizens. So think about it. So he's actually arguing for a consolidation of, let's just say, tyrannical practices. And he claims it's necessary because, threats of terrorism are rising. Well, they're not rising from MAGA. They're not rising from conservatives. They're not rising from the Heritage Foundation or Breitbart. And yet these are the people the FBI has been going after. And that's what Mike Lee zoomed in on. He talked about all the abuses of the FBI, one after the other after another. Very interestingly, Wray didn't defend himself. He didn't go, yeah, those were justified. Yeah, we should be looking at traditional Catholics. So yeah, we should be going after moms. No, he was like, well, those things that you're describing happened before I put into effect some needed reforms. And again, this is a pirouette, and normally would have fooled Republican senators. They'd be like, oh, well, we want to congratulate. No, Mike Lee was having none of it. He's like, no, let me tell you some cases that occurred recently after your so-called reforms. And so this hammering of Wray, very, I think, needed. And it, I think, raises the question of whether the Congress will, in fact, reauthorize FISA 702. I hope they do not. I hope that they insist. And, Christopher Wray said, it was very difficult to get a warrant. Guess what? Mike Lee made the point. He goes, so what? The Constitution makes life difficult for you. The Constitution does not want to make it easy for you to spy on your fellow Americans. So Wray seems to view the Constitution as a big inconvenience, and he wants Congress to basically make it easy for him to carry out whatever he wants to do, even though what he wants to do is go after the very people, Republicans, that he now wants to apparently sign on to his pet projects. So the appropriate skepticism of Mike Lee, I think, highlighted the fact that Wray is not, well, to use a pun, he's not a ray of sunshine. He's a ray, W-R-A-Y, he's a ray of darkness. That's the title of our podcast today. And then I love this comment from a guy named Cynical Publius, who basically jumps right in and I think gets to the heart of the matter. Number one, disestablish the FBI. 2, arrest, try, and imprison Wray and his cronies for violations of civil rights. 3, demolish the J. Edgar Hoover building. 4, salt the empty lot where the now demolished building was with depleted uranium pellets. I love the detail of this. 5, erect a lead-lined fence around the now radioactive lot inscribed with the names of the tens of thousands of people whose civil rights the FBI has wantonly violated. And then 6, shine a perpetual bat signal spotlight over the empty lot reading, never again. And then the punchline, that might be enough, not sure. we have to go further. So I think this reflects the sentiment of a lot of us that this is a police agency gone rogue. It is not all that different from a kind of KGB or an American Stasi. And so mere reform, mere refusal to extend their privileges. I'm really angry at the Republicans who voted to give them a new building in D.C. This is utterly abominable. So questioning Wray in a very skeptical way is appropriate. But I think cynical Publius is right here that we need to go much, much further. Mike Lindell just keeps on introducing great deals. He's featuring the new MyPillow My Towels. Now save 50% on the 6-piece towel set. Regular price $59.96, but now for a limited time, only $29.98 with promo code Dinesh. Debbie and I have Mike's My Towels all over the place. We love them for ourselves, but we also like giving them away as Christmas presents. So there's an idea for you to consider. The MyPillow My Towels 6-piece set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, 2 washcloths. The towels are really amazing. The long staple length of the Sherpa cotton fibers makes them very soft because of the long fibers. They can wrap around each other more easily, creating a smoother and softer fabric. Soft to the touch without the lotiony feel and also super absorbent. So take advantage. 50% off on the 6-piece towel set. Call 800-876-0227. The number again, 800-876-0227, or go to mypillow.com. Don't forget to use the promo code DINESH Dinesh.